When your hair is doing nice things, what else can you do other than make a video? Hello everyone, it's Kyrie XXX 16 here, and I'm back again with my sticky note agenda. I wanted to make a video today because something has been on my mind for the past 2 weeks now, and it's almost been kind of like all-consuming in a way, and I don't really remember having this feeling maybe ever, and if I have, it's never been to this extent before. And so of course what I mean is I am currently obsessed with the biopic Bohemian Rhapsody. If you haven't seen the movie yet, I highly recommend seeing it, but if you are not convinced about why you should go see it, I hope that this video will help convince you. And I just want to put a little disclaimer out here that this video is going to be a total ramble of my thoughts, my opinions. So don't take everything that I'm saying to heart. This is just, you know, my own personal opinion about the movie and how I see it. And so, yeah, I hope I can convince you guys to go and check it out because it's a worthwhile experience. For someone who hates movie theaters, I had to go see this movie. Let me just put that out there. So I guess I just wanted to start off with like the obvious that I just stated, that I cannot get not only this movie but the cast of Bohemian Rhapsody and the original band members of Queen. I can't get them out of my head, and it's very odd because, like I said, it's all consuming. I'm going on YouTube, I'm looking up interviews, I'm looking up all these things that I can just watch, that I can further immerse myself in this world of not only the biopic but also the real world of Queen, and it's just so confusing. And I think I read a comment on a YouTube video last night that really like put everything into perspective, so I just want to read that comment for you very quickly. So the comment is actually on a video that is considered rare footage, and it makes me feel kind of creepy that I found a video like this and that I watched it. But as people may know, Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of Queen, was very obsessed with his cats. And as someone who just lost their cat, the love of their life, I have been watching videos of his cats to help me cope, I guess. And so I was watching this video of him just recording his cat and I stumbled upon this comment. And so it's a comment by Raven, and they said, "I am very impressed after the movie. I can't get him out of my mind. I'm watching all of the videos I find. He died painfully. It must be very sad to live knowing that you will die soon. I can't stop thinking about it. I watched the movie 4 days ago. Since then, I'm thinking of him every second. When I'm asleep, right after I wake up, before the movie, I just knew that he is a legend. I'm very mad at myself for getting to know him too late. I watch every video he's in and I cry while looking at him. Thinking of him will kill me. I can't stop thinking about his last moments, his last thoughts, his very sick times, his pains. He didn't deserve to die that way. I don't know how to get rid of these thoughts. Looking at him hurts me very much." And so of course when I read that at first I was like, okay. But I think this person has a lot of valid points, and you know, of course I don't know how old the person who wrote this comment is, but I'm guessing that they are from the generation that, you know, didn't grow up with Queen, weren't alive when Queen was at its peak, or weren't alive before Freddie Mercury died. And so from that, I'm going to say basically why I'm making this video, and it's because, you know, I think that as a generation kind of removed from Queen, you know, Queen was basically, I'm speaking to the millennials here, Queen was basically the generation of the parents of the millennials. And so to live in that moment, to live into that majesty, it must have been incredible. And going off of that, to have to see this legend, you know, die of a horrible disease, like, you can't even imagine what that must be like. I mean, as millennials, we we haven't really experienced the death of legends quite in that way that our parents have yet. I mean, just yesterday we experienced a horrible tragedy where the creator of SpongeBob died. And I know this isn't to compare, you know, Queen to SpongeBob, but it's like we didn't have that defining moment of time where it's like, whoa, someone we grew up with, someone who changed our lives died. And so I know, again, I'm only speaking from personal experience here, but yeah, anyway, moving on. And so it's almost like, you know, as a millennial and speaking to millennials, our biggest experience of Queen was sitting at an elementary school or middle school pep rally, watching a basketball game, and then all of a sudden doing this. That was our experience of Queen. And I very much doubt the fact that we probably didn't even know we were listening to Queen at that point. I mean, God, my favorite song of all time is Don't Stop Me Now, and I did not know that was a Queen song. Yeah, I know, fake fan, right? And I think that's just because Queen has such an eclectic style that it's hard as a millennial to realize that a band can do that. And so, of course, like, we knew of Queen, but we didn't know Queen, you know? You feel? You get me? I hope so. And so this movie, this biopic, Bohemian Rhapsody, it was able to teach us about Queen. And yes, I know there were factual errors, things were moved up chronologically that didn't actually happen in real life, but for better or for worse, the main meat and bones of Queen's story was in that movie. And I mean, the cast did a fantastic job. And it's just, to be able to know of Queen and then to know about Queen was such an experience that I didn't think it would move me so much. And then I read that comment and I see that it moved a ton of other people my age, and I'm thinking to myself, what is it about this movie that did this to me and to Raven over here and to other people? And I really think that it's because Bohemian Rhapsody is the biopic that millennials needed. They needed to see it. And, you know, I know that's a pretty big claim to make, but I'm gonna stick to it, because as a millennial, what do we know? We know that we are kind of the outcast generation. People of generations above us look down at us. You know, they think that we're the reason that our economy is failing, or, you know, we're the reason for this and we're the reason for that. Blame it on the millennials. And so, you know, that hurts. So yeah, of course we feel like outcasts in our own way. And not to mention like queer or atypical or just people who aren't quote unquote normal people. We obviously feel different, and society, although we're taking baby steps to get better, views us differently. And to be able to see that type of mentality and that type of just lifestyle of being an outcast and just not being what is the norm of the time, and seeing how that ended up being legendary is so awe-inspiring. And it just, I think it's really motivational in a weird kind of way. And it just really sits in your heart, and it kind of manifests into something magnificent. I mean, I have been watching and scouring, I know I'm crazy, I have been watching every single interview that I could find of the cast from Bohemian Rhapsody. So, you know, Rami Malek, Gwilym Lee, just anyone I could find that they're talking about the movie and they're talking about Queen, and just seeing what I could find. And, you know, Rami has a very articulate and eloquent way of saying that Queen performed for the people in the back. They performed for the people who couldn't afford to actually have these tickets and see them in concert. And knowing that that was what the projection was, and that's who the audience they were trying to reach was, it's something unlike what I think we're used to, and that is amazing. And it's just listening to those lyrics, listening to the lyrics of Bohemian Rhapsody, of Don't Stop Me Now, of Love of My Life, of Somebody to Love, and hearing the legendary lyrics, but not only that, just like the hurt and the true soul in these songs is just something that, yes, we still have that to a degree today, but we don't have anyone close to Freddie Mercury. And I think that is what makes the people of my generation, the millennial generation, really feel like we got gypped. I mean, we feel like, wow, we missed out. And so I think that's really hitting the nail on the head here. That's why we're so obsessed with this movie, because we're learning about a legendary band that did something that no one else really did. I mean, if you didn't see the movie, at least treat yourself to Queen's 1985 Live Aid performance, because oh my god, it is still considered to be the best rock and roll performance ever. So treat yourself to that legacy. And of course, if you haven't heard Bohemian Rhapsody, just take 6 minutes of your time and listen to the magnificent masterpiece of a song that it is. And yeah, I don't know. I think, again, this is such a rant, it's such a ramble, but it's really true. It's just, this movie has done something in me and others that I don't think biopics usually tend to do. I mean, right after the movie came out, a week later, I went and I bought this. It's a magazine about Queen, and I wouldn't do that for any other typical thing that I like. In a way, it's become an obsession. It's become, I don't even know how to put it into words. It's just become something of an inspiration, and I love it, and I'm not gonna stop loving it. And I don't know, I feel like people might be thinking, oh, the millennials are taking over, ugh, Queen, like now they think what, that they can finally have Queen, like get over yourself. Like, no, Queen is for everyone, and Queen is for us. It's for us. And I think it's our time. It's time that our generation should be allowed to enjoy something that generations past have been able to love and enjoy just as much. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums up everything I really needed to get off my chest. So if this was incredibly boring to you, I apologize. But also, I just want to mention, for any one of you that did see the movie and want to know more about Queen or get more involved in the lives of the members of Queen, I highly recommend following Brian May's Instagram. It's Brian May for real, and he posts so much. I swear, he posts more on Instagram than any millennial I follow. It's really amazing. So yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say about that. I want to see the movie again. I don't want it to end, you know? I don't want it to end. So, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for letting me entertain you. I hope you've had a real good time, and I will see you in my next one. Take care, everybody. Bye.